Everybody, it's your friend Jason Pound here answering the top questions that home sellers are asking in today's market. The number one Googled question is, when is the best time to sell my home? And the quick answer is, it depends. Is life driving the sale of your home, or is the market driving the sale of your home? As usual, let me over-explain. Over here on my board, I have 5 things that you need to be considering if you are even thinking about selling. Number 1, supply. Number 2, demand. Number 3, what's happening in your life. Number 4, what are interest rates doing? And number 5, timing. Let's go into a quick discussion of each of these. Many people are aware of seasonality and they think that spring is the best time to list their home for sale. What you need to do is think like an economist and realize that the higher supply is of a particular good, that has a negative impact on prices. The lower the supply of a good or service, typically that has a rising increase to prices. So supply, when is supply absolutely highest in the real estate market? According to seasonality, that is late spring and into the summer. When is supply the lowest? That is typically the fall and winter months. So if you want to compete against the least amount of houses and have the absolute best chance of yours being the prettiest beauty queen in the contest, then you might need to be thinking about fall and winter as the time to list your house. Another thing to think about is demand. When is demand the highest? One of the times that demand is the absolute highest is just before school starts, because parents are thinking about getting their kids moved into their new school district, getting settled down, learning the lay of the land, getting enrolled in school, and having everything settled before the school year actually starts. Nobody wants to move in the middle of a school year. I was a preacher's son and we moved quite a bit, and it was not uncommon for me to move into a new school in the middle of the school year, and that was an absolute nightmare. Another thing to think about demand is jumping down to interest rates. Interest rates drive the demand in the market. When interest rates go down, prices go up. Why? Because the amount of buyers in the market who view the low interest rate as the best way to win in a real estate deal suddenly flood the market. That's why during COVID years, when rates were 2 and 3%, you could sell a house in 5 minutes with a crayon for sale sign in the front yard. The moment the interest rates started going up a little bit, all of a sudden buyers started dropping out of the market. The thing that most buyers don't think about, though, is you should buy, if you're in control, buy when everybody else is selling, and sell when everybody else is buying. Being a contrarian is the way to make money in the real estate market. However, most homeowners aren't thinking like investors. They are thinking like homeowners. Where do I want to live? What neighborhood do I want to be in? What school district? What shopping? What amenities? What HOA do I want to be a part of? So, number 3, life is the number one driver that determines when most people are going to sell their house. It typically comes with a relocation, a job change, a home upgrade, or a downsize for a family who no longer needs that much square footage or that much yard. When life is driving the sale, it typically comes at a faster pace and you're not typically in control. It's typically a short-term decision made in the spur of the moment, and all of a sudden you're rushing around like crazy to get your house ready to sell, and then you're working with your realtor to find the new house to buy, and you're trying to coordinate a double closing scenario. What would be best is if you were in control of the situation. We just recently had lunch with one of our clients. They are thinking about selling in 2 years, and they are already mapping out their budget for the improvements that they want to do, and they're calculating the return on investment that they are hoping to receive on those improvements. And they want to hit the market when it is best for them and not when life is forcing them to do something. So when you are in control of the timing, you would prefer to hit the market when demand is the highest, competition is the lowest, the interest rates are very competitive, and you have set up the trifecta for victory. One way to think about that is there is a boost in buyer demand between Halloween and Thanksgiving, and then there is a boost in buyer demand between Thanksgiving and Christmas. The buyers who are in the market during that time frame are much more motivated and serious buyers, and they are not out during the holidays tire kicking. Also, you have the least amount of competition. Most people have it stuck in their head that they need to be on the market in April and May so that they have the absolute most buyers to sell their home to, forgetting the fact that they have the absolute most sellers to compete against during that time frame. So I would highly recommend, if you are thinking about selling in the next 3 years, get with your realtor, preferably my wife and I, do a home analysis. Let them view the property as a buyer would view the property, not the way you as a seller view the property. You have tons of emotional equity tied into place, and you're looking at your property with rose-colored glasses. Turn a realtor loose on that property and let them pick the place to pieces, and they will point out all of the deferred maintenance, all the projects that you have missed. And if you will take care of those items in the next 2 years, you will be able to choose the moment that is best in alignment with your life and best in alignment with the market, and you will win when you sell and when you buy. Once again, my name is Jason Pound. I'm a realtor with the Jericho Pound Realty Group. We have our license with Keller Williams Mullenix in Norman. We service the entire Oklahoma City metro area with hyper-local expertise in South Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman. If we can be of service, don't hesitate to reach out. Our Rolodex is at your disposal. We collect vendors that we know, like, and trust. We have contractors. We have preferred professionals in the financial planning industry, lenders, tiddlywinks coach, masonry, whatever you need, we can introduce you to somebody that we know, like, and trust. Have a great day and be blessed.